Hello and welcome to Rear Naked Chat, the online review show for Ultimate Fighter Brazil, episode 3. I love the way Brazilians talk, man. Just love it. It's a shame they're not speaking in English because I love that even more than them speaking Brazilian.
In fact, I got a friend who lived in Brazil for a little while. I was thinking this today. I'm gonna get him to translate the opening theme song for us and find out.
Or even the show and stuff, man. That'd be wicked if
Well,
you can
they've
get
got
that.
subtitles.
No, but I mean, like, there's certain things that are going on, like that bit when they were singing that bean stew song.
Yeah.
There's a cultural thing. Now, I want to know what that word that was blurred out.
Oh, right, okay.
Do you remember that bit in the
It's
song?
probably dick.
Well, it had to be a small swear word. So it was either dick,
dick,
arse, or balls, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Didn't think of that.
Actually, in fact, I've got a Brazilian friend I could hit up for some of this stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, find out. But I don't know. That wasn't like a traditional song or anything, was it?
Oh,
They were just freestyling that, weren't they?
Oh, I don't know. I've no idea, mate. Like you said, with these Brazilian references, we don't know what's going on.
You haven't got a clue. Yeah, true.
I do know that that's their national dish. It's called feijoada.
Oh, you done a bit of research?
Yeah, done a bit of research on that.
Nice.
It's a basically said the centerpiece of the feijoada is a big pot of black beans cooked with sausages, pork, and smoked pork, with strong emphasis on the nasty bits of the pork. Essential components are smoked pig's feet, ears, tail, and often the snout is thrown in. These
That's
are
ghetto shit, man.
Yeah, these are the proper ingredients. Feijoada purists turn their noses up at anyone who tries to attempt to civilize the dish for sensitive eaters.
That's some ghetto shit, man.
That's
You
some
know what?
Brazilian shit.
Because in America, in the South, it's traditional for black people to eat like what they call is chitlins, which is pig intestines and the pig feet and all that.
Right.
Because that comes from when they were slaves.
Yeah.
The owners would eat all the good,
Right.
so-called good bits of the pig, and then all the shit that was left over, they'd throw to the slaves to eat.
Okay.
So then they turned that and said, right, we're going to make that
Yeah.
a delicious, we're going to turn that into some tasty shit.
It was
Just
their
to say, fuck you, yeah.
their
alright.
attempt to show some sort of retaliation in saying, yeah, well, you can't have our pig's feet then.
Yeah, fuck you. We're going to put some hot sauce on it. We're going to fucking add some beans and shit. It's going to be delicious. So I wonder if there's a similar thing there in Brazil.
Could be. The ghetto side of Brazil.
But yeah, anyway, so...
Sorry, we jumped straight into the middle of the show there.
Yeah, just suddenly... I don't know how we did that there. We just went
singing
flying
about
in.
beans. But, okay, so TUF Brazil, yeah. So last week, the fight... Oh, that was pretty straightforward. Nothing really controversial happened there.
Yeah, it was Pepe.
Pepe.
It was a little bit controversial with the two nut shots.
Yeah.
Galletto. But yeah, he was clearly the better fighter.
Yeah,
anyway.
if you're relying on a point deduction for the win, it's not really...
There was a great little quote from Wanderlei at the beginning where he basically said, it's not really, because they were talking about, okay, Vitor's team now retains the pick for the next fight. But he basically said, it's not really about who you pick. You just got to be ready to fight anyone.
Yes.
Like, really, okay, matchups might mean something, but at the end of the day, once you're in the cage, you're just in there to win, aren't you?
Yeah,
You know.
ultimately, it's like, yeah, that should help you get along out of the first fight, getting a good matchup, but eventually, you just got to be
Shouldn't
ready.
really count for much. Yeah, if you got to be ready no matter what. But then I was thinking, if it was reversed and he'd won and Vitor had lost, they'd probably both be saying the exact opposite. Like he'd be saying, yeah, it's really good that we got, because Vitor called it the trump card, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's like they're both making a good point, but if it was the other way around,
It'd be the exact opposite.
they'd be saying exactly the same
Although
shit.
Vitor said the same thing as well. Even when he was picking his fighters, he's like, it's more about who's ready to fight, and that's what he wanted to know. Who on my team is ready to fight?
Ready. Yeah.
Because that's the last thing you want is someone who's not prepared to. It's like, oh, just give me another couple of weeks. I'm not quite there mentally. I know physically everything's fine. I just need a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and yeah, it's interesting you should say that, but we'll get to that, I guess. But I gotta say, Vitor's a class act, man.
Yeah,
I know Wanderlei's giving him shit and going, he's so boring. And I could see his point because he does seem to waffle on a bit.
It's a great contrast when they show them like right next to each other talking.
Yeah,
I love those bits.
But yeah, Wanderlei cracks me up, man, because he's like just a no-nonsense guy.
Yeah.
I think Vitor kind of likes to philosophize a little bit, and But I really did like the way that he came out and said,
about the principles.
Big up the guy for fighting. And,
respect.
Coaches. Show respect. Yeah, he's a classy guy, man.
Yeah.
You can't deny that.
No, he's definitely classy, but I just love it when like he's just going off on one and Wanderlei's like
just cuts the van and he's just going,
what's this guy doing, man? What's this guy doing? Is he a fighter or what?
Yeah, it's fighting, yeah, exactly. Just no messing around. Yeah, I love them both.
It's like also their personalities are rubbed off on the teams because like you see it in that bit where they show the two buses or before the fight or something, like one of them's just seriously praying. That's like the Vitor's team, like we're serious, we're God focused, we pray, and the other lot are just like singing, like
football chants sort of thing. But again, I think I said it last week, is that I almost wonder if Wanderlei's picked his team more on like they seem like his kind of guys, rather than there's some amazing fighters.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But,
in fact, that's probably what I would do if I was picking a team. I'd pick the best guys who I think would work together and get me as a trainer.
Yeah. And it seems to have worked because they're on some fucking gang shit already.
They've
only been in there a week.
This is why I love this show.
All of them.
Yeah, I'm so glad it exists as opposed to Tough Live. It's like finally this is the show where it's like we fucking bleed blue. Yeah, we bleed green.
Yeah, and I did start to think, man, these Brazilians are crazy with that shit. But then I thought back to season 5 of TUF, which was the Pulver and Penn one.
My favourite season.
The same shit going on. Like Nate Diaz straight in just starts writing 209 on all the walls. Then some guy wrote Team Pulver sucks, and it all went off, didn't it?
He got it. If you got a chance to see that on YouTube, it's on YouTube as a separate highlight for TUF season 5.
Yeah, we'll send a link out on Twitter. Because that is the funny. That's my favourite episode ever of Ultimate Fighter.
That poor guy, man. He just
he didn't know what he got himself into, did he?
First, it was just one after another. It's like one guy would just have a go at him, have to be held back by his team, and then for no reason, someone who's doing the holding back, he would suddenly switch on him as well.
First of all, it started with Nate Diaz just seeing "suck it" written on the wall. Which around that time as well, that was a fairly common phrase. Like, you know, from wrestling. Yes. Suck it. You know, that was just the thing people, you know, it's a funny thing to say. So Nate Diaz seeing that, not even knowing who wrote it and just offering out the whole other team, just taking his shirt off.
Was that the bit where he took his shirt off?
Yeah.
Because he just takes his shirt and starts flexing like that. Just fucking come.
Just to all of you. Just whoever wants it, just fucking go. And then the guy kind of went, look, it was me, man, but I didn't mean anything by it. So then somebody else steps in, and like you said, then one by one.
Oh, God.
And then they finally calm down, and fucking, who was it? Manny Gambari turns up.
Kicks off.
Like, what's going on? And they're like, yeah, he just wrote "suck it" on the wall. And then he just went fucking nuts.
You wrote "suck it" about us?
Yeah. And then it was like everyone had to try and calm him down because he was just going so ballistic. Oh, it's fucking hilarious, man. But yeah, we'll tweet the link to that.
Yeah. It's possibly the biggest overreaction to anything ever
the
on
whole
Earth.
time, the guy was just going, look, I didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah.
I was just messing around.
He was nothing but apologetic throughout.
Throughout
every barrage he received, he never did anything to fucking. Oh, God.
Actually, I wonder whatever happened to that Brandon Melendez dude, because he was playing the hard man in that situation.
Was he?
He was one of the main instigators.
I would love to see a show. Like, I would want UFC to make a show. Where are they now? I want to know where some of these what are they up to. I imagine they're in lower leagues, just fighting for a bit of money now and again.
Yeah. Well, one season of TUF was former UFC fighters. It was the
comeback.
Season 3, I think.
Yeah, season 3.
The comeback of actual UFC fighters. Yeah. I'd like to see maybe a season of...
The comeback of tough fighters.
Yeah. People who didn't even make it to UFC.
Yeah.
The nearly... What do they call them? Nearly runs or whatever.
The raggy dolls.
Yeah. Like all the ones from TUF who just didn't quite make it.
Yeah, didn't quite
make it. Get them
in
the season.
But then again, a lot of those fighters are actually getting signed up anyway. The nearly ones.
But that's what I mean. A lot of them are. A lot of them aren't.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a reason why they're not.
Yeah. You would make a show full of people who didn't quite make it in a
not
reality show which is fairly amateur.
But I don't know. You'd think the best out of that group of people will be good enough to, be a low-level UFC fighter.
Could
Why
be.
not?
It's the timing of it, though, isn't it? It's like you don't know. Someone suddenly becomes good. Like Mark Hunt's a classic example of that. It's like, okay, he's very late in his career. He suddenly just got shit hot.
He's up, down, and he's just peaked nicely, hasn't he?
Yeah, Mark Hunt's getting a lot of love on Twitter, man.
Yeah,
A lot
and he
of
just
love.
started an account the other day, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
And it's just blown up.
yeah. It's like, what is Twitter? What is a hashtag?
What's going on here? And everyone's just
Helping
fucking
him out.
embraced it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. So anyway, back to TUF Brazil.
Brazil, we do like TUF Brazil. We are trying to talk about TUF Brazil.
Yeah. So
I think generally the show is it's edited. It's more entertaining than Tough Live. Is the editing's just wicked. The music, it just feels like that's how it should be. And I think
yeah,
Tough Live
true.
might have to drop this whole live bullshit, man. Because
So you really don't like
I
it?
don't. No, because I'm like I want to see a show as well as fighting as well. And you got that with the old way. You get both things. And then you get a more interesting storyline, you get more into the characters. I don't feel like I'm getting into the characters in Tough Live. Like already after, what is this, 3 episodes? I really feel like I got a sense, even though it's in a different language, of who doesn't like who and what's good. That's what's attractive.
Yeah.
Sexy.
I suppose so. It's a bit dry, isn't it, the live one?
A little bit.
Yeah, there's things they've brought in that they can use, but
Yeah.
and I was thinking as well. Actually, they did change the theme music on TUF Live, and even though I loved Red Hot Chili Peppers back in the day, like that old school stuff, because I watched them back to back this week.
Yeah.
But then to put on the Brazilian one and they've got that original TUF music,
Can't
there's
beat
something
it.
about that music, man.
Can't beat it, man.
Just gets you up for it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't fuck with that.
Who do you think, if it was Team Tough Brazil versus Tough Live,
Yeah.
if those were the teams? I think Tough Brazil would fucking wipe the floor with Tough Live.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah. Justin Lawrence would hold his own for sure.
Yeah.
That might be about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Everyone
It's
else
hard.
would struggle, I think.
Yeah. I think so too. I mean, the two they picked this week on TUF Brazil both look
who was
fucking
it?
good, man. It was Daniel
Sarafian.
Sarafian against Rene Forte. Because interestingly, on TUF Live, there was a pretty intense stare down. And I think one of the coaches even said, "Man, it was a good stare down, man." And I remember thinking, "Yeah, a good stare down." And then watching this one, I was like, "Fucking hell, that other stare down weren't shit compared to the Brazil one. That was a great stare down."
Yeah.
That's Sarafian.
Sarafian has got
The eyes, man.
He's got the face. He's got the face, man.
He was like, but then I'm looking at him, going, "Holy shit, he looks like an animal." Then I look at the other guy, and he wasn't scared.
Yeah, he's got one of those, like, I almost thought he's got one of those silent psycho types.
Yeah. There was nothing. It's like,
No
yeah, you look scary, but
Yeah.
I ain't
Not
fucking
fazed.
scared of you, mate. So yeah, that got me very hyped for the fight, seeing that shit.
They're so emotional, though, aren't they? I love it. The Brazilians.
I know.
So
Do you-
emotional.
Because I wrote that I just took a few notes down, obviously. And one of my things was, obviously, there's a lot of Brazilian success in MMA. A lot of that comes down to skill, toughness. Is passion a big part of that as well?
I think so. I think they use it in their fights, definitely, and they use it in their training as well. I mean, this is what, the 3rd episode. This is like the 4th fighter in a row to cry before and probably after the fight.
Yeah. And they all seem to have some shit in their life as well. Like the last two, it's like, I've got these problems. Then these guys, one of them's like, I grew up with just me and my mum because my dad left when I was a kid. And the other one's like, everything was great, but then my mum died, and then my dad became an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, is there anyone in this house who hasn't got some fucked up shit in their life?
Man. That's
But they all seem to carry that passion.
Yeah.
And even like, remember when Cigano beat Cain Velasquez?
Yeah.
He started crying.
Yeah. It's a big.
Like,
It's
there's that extra
you're not seen
edge.
as a pussy, I don't think, in Brazil if you
No.
cry.
And it's almost like you got to just let it out. Like they get themselves so fucking worked up about it, and you could see that before the fights as well, in the build-up, in the bus, in the pre-fight talks beforehand. There's a high level of passion going on there, man.
Yeah, I like it because
control.
it's honest. It's honest though, isn't it? As a viewer, I'm thinking, why do I love fighting anyway? I love fighting because there's just no bullshit in it. In this day and age of all the crap on TV, the fucking Kardashians, all reality shows. It's just all fake and bullshit. And when you just get to see two guys fighting, it's like, right, this is as honest as it gets. And it's like the Brazilian mindset is just tapped into that anyway with the whole emotion.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just like, well, yeah, you know, we do fight, we cry as well.
And I like I've noticed something as well. The guy admitted he was scared beforehand.
Yeah. Okay.
He went, yeah, I'm a bit scared, but that's natural. Everyone does.
Yeah.
Usually people who are willing to admit that they get scared are the ones who fight well.
Yeah. Just
they know how to use it. It's like, okay, this is going to happen. You can't deny that you're going to get scared. That's a natural.
You're embracing what you're about to do, which is fight.
Because you fight or flight.
Yeah.
That's what scared is.
Yeah.
It's like if you try and resist it.
Yeah, it's a natural response. Yeah, I remember reading in a psychology book. It's like, it's not fight or flight. In our brains, the first thing we always do is freeze. That's the very first thing. When something scary happens, there's just a moment of, and then the first thing that happens is flight. Always flight.
But the problem is,
flight's not an option, then you fight.
I was going to say, it's fight or flight, but you're locked in a cage.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just fight.
Yeah.
So you got to know your body's going to be, you know, that fear is going to come because your body's ready to be in a fight.
That's what I'm saying. So him saying, I'm a bit scared, that's his flight response happening, and that's it. It's done. It's dealt with. So let's move on to the next part.
I'm knowing what's going to happen already. Being preparation. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's a fucking.
I had something.
Good thing. Yeah, go on.
Sobral, what's his name? Renan Sobral, one of the
Henan
trainers. No, the trainer.
Yeah, Renan Barral.
No, he's a fighter, Renan Barral. Sobral, the one who Chuck Liddell knocked out. He's the jiu-jitsu coach on Wanderlei's team.
Oh, sorry, yeah, sorry.
I can't remember his first name, Sobral, but
my name's mixed up.
I'm surprised because he got booted out of the UFC. Remember, he held a choke on some guy for too long.
Oh, really?
In UFC 74, some guy basically called him a motherfucker in the build-up to the fight, and just to teach him a lesson, he put an anaconda choke on him. The guy tapped. Wow. And he didn't let go. Mazzagati's trying to get him off, and he just held it till he went to sleep, and then let him go. And then in the interview with Joe Rogan afterwards, he goes basically, look, this is why I did it. He called me a motherfucker. You had to be taught respect.
And then teach you a lesson.
Yeah, and then Dana let him go after that.
Oh no, Rafael Cordeiro.
No. Sobral, definitely. But he got let. Dana White released him after that, saying that's ridiculous.
It's unprofessional,
unprofessional. The fans, he was a big fan favourite, and the fans even booed him afterwards. But he was like, I don't care. He had to be taught a lesson for calling me a motherfucker.
Is it Babalu?
Babalu, that's it.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, sorry, I only know him as Babalu.
Oh, right, okay, him. So I'm surprised to see him back within the UFC mix.
Yeah, Dana don't give a fuck, though. He forgives a lot of shit, man.
But like we said, we're waiting for the day for Paul Daly to step back into the octagon.
Yeah. And apparently he was furious about Overeem failing his drug test.
God. Yeah.
And then apparently now he's quite chilled out about it. So I'm wondering if there's some loophole going on or something's being worked out. Or
he's a businessman at the end of the day. He knows that the Overeem fight is, regardless of the drug, it's a big fight. It's a moneymaker. You want him in there.
Yeah. But yeah, so unlike TUF Live, they had a bit of drama in the house, didn't they?
Yes, yeah.
There was a quote from my boy Rodrigo, or it'd be Rodrigo, won't it?
Yeah.
Rodrigo, damn!
Damn!
Basically, the guy said to him, "You got a bit of a short fuse." He goes, "If I did, you'd be dead by now."
I do like
that is an intense motherfucker right there, man. Holy shit.
And he doesn't say it shouting and angry. It's very calm. Like, you would be dead. Yeah,
you would literally be dead. So yeah, he's a scary guy, man.
Yeah.
He's got the face of a fighter for sure.
He's just very mature. He's very mature.
He looks like he's been through some fucking wars as well.
Yeah, like he doesn't like this larking around.
Yeah.
The Gasparzinho's up to.
Being a silly goose.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, Gasparzinho, man. We said this in the last episode as well. About Chris Tickle. And I think the same applies to Gasparzinho. There's always one.
Yeah. It's definitely
always one dickhead in it. Well, actually, I don't want to call Chris Tickle a dickhead. That's harsh.
I'm coming round. I mean, we shouldn't really talk about Chris Tickle, but I'm coming round to him. I don't know.
Cool.
There's something likable about him.
Yeah, he is who he is.
Yeah.
Whereas Gasparzinho,
you think he's trying a bit?
Yeah, he's trying too hard. Yeah, that's what it is. Just being a bit of a dick.
But in the house when the they started doing that whole speech. Pay de Chumbo did that
David
speech.
Chumbo, yeah, he seems like a ghetto dude as well.
Yeah, but he's like, look,
Gang shit.
gang shit. There's some gang shit going on there. That's what that was.
Yeah,
It's like I expected him to like, so, are you with me? Yeah, yeah. We cut ourselves. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's blue versus green. Yeah, fuck that. You got to be ready to die.
I'm in total agreement with the whole sleeping thing in the room. I mean, this on Tough Live, the two guys fighting were sharing a room. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
Like, absolutely, you should be in separate rooms.
I don't know, because at the end of the day, this isn't street fighting. It is professional level fighting.
Yeah.
So if you're a pro, I can understand.
I'm
yeah,
talking
that is
from
a bit weird.
Completely selfish point of view, as in I want to see two teams just getting at it.
You just want to see the beef, yeah.
Yeah,
You're not looking at it. You're looking at it not from their point of view. You're looking at it from your point of view.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're going to be very happy with this season of TUF Brazil. There's beef going on, and then it seems the green team are more than happy to kind of match up to that. As well.
Although they have less intensity about them. They seem like they're sort of singing and they're all singing and dancing, but they didn't necessarily get their whole team together and say, "Yeah, we're a crew. Yeah, we're a crew. Fuck them."
Yeah, but it's starting to come.
It will definitely.
That will happen naturally.
Yeah,
Wolverine was a bit, but Wolverine knew what was coming though, because he went, "I'm not sure that's a good idea."
Because he knows where it's going to go.
It's going to kick off, yeah. Not. Oh no, we should all be mates. It's more like, you sure you want to go down that road? Could get ugly.
You know where this ends.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, mate. But
anything else about the show? I got
the fight. Oh, just
the product placement.
The product placement. Yeah, there was loads this week.
Yeah.
No, they had
loads.
There was one bit. Did you notice where Gaspasinho was being a bit stupid in the house, and they just cut to Rodrigo Dam brushing his teeth?
Yeah, with the Gillette bottles.
Yeah, there's a million.
There's a million of them.
It was more like he was sort of in the corner of the screen, and the rest Gillette.
Oh, I found out about the shaving thing. Because I spoke to my wife, and she's got a Brazilian friend, and we were going to go on holiday in Brazil.
Oh, right,
and I'm quite a hairy bloke, and the one thing she said is, "Oh, tell Serb he might need to shave because he's really going to stand out in Brazil. Like Brazilian men like to be clean shaved all over." So that's just not necessarily a jiu-jitsu thing. I think it's just a Brazilian beach thing, beach body.
Fashion thing.
Yeah, beach body, mate.
Fair
so
enough.
That's why there's fucking thousands of bottles of Gillette shaving foam in the bathroom.
Shaving himself.
Shaving everything.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, the product placement, there was that. There was the
bit. Did you see the bit with Pedro Chumbo? It was a great little bit of advertising. The energy drink.
That's it. Yeah.
Need two of these to beat me. And then there was just some blatant shit. I think I wrote down the quote. What was it? It was so corny. Just made me laugh.
Was it the protein bar?
Wanderlei came in. Oh yeah, and he goes, "If you want to be stronger than your opponents, eat these protein bars." It's like, really? Is that official advice as the coach is in?
It's like before the fight, he's just feeding protein bars, looking at the camera, just.
Yeah. So yeah, man, they don't give a fuck with that.
I think it's a money thing. It's just
even later in the show though, there was like, because Cigano was on there, JDS.
Was he doing something?
Well, he was. First of all, everyone fucking loves that guy.
Yeah.
He's just such a nice guy. Such a great ambassador for the sport.
I would like to know if there's anyone out there who's hating on JDS, because surely that's impossible. How can you hate on that guy, man?
Yeah. But I didn't know at the end he comes in where he's like, it seemed a little bit. I was a bit suspicious because one guy they were just having a chat about fighting and stuff, and then one guy goes, yeah. So anyway, about a year ago, I fought in some charity thing for dengue fever. How did that go? It was like, oh yeah, dengue fever, right? And it was like some government PSA.
Yeah.
Like,
it felt like that.
Look out for the mosquitoes that cause dengue fever. It was like this.
It was strange. This was weird.
Yeah. It's almost product placement for the government.
Yeah.
Look, people need educating about this.
It's true.
And you just slip it in there. Just teach them.
It felt like the guy was reading.
Come on, everyone, let's go outside and try and find where the mosquitoes live.
Right there's some water. Come on.
That's crazy.
But
again, that's our ignorance of their culture, isn't it?
Yeah,
I guess it's just how they roll, man.
But it felt like he was reading off a teleprompter when he was doing that whole thing.
He's like, well, the guy
Like,
when he's asking.
yeah, there's a guy with a board saying, just say this.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that made me laugh, man.
Yeah,
But,
and they're still doing that thing of explaining all the weights and stuff. I just find that hilarious. It's like you have to explain to the viewers. It's just like boxing. Like you have to have weights because like people obviously still have the opinion of the whole cage fighting from UFC 1.
yeah. I guess in Brazil. I mean, even though it's producing so many great fighters.
Yeah.
I guess it's an underground thing. You know, you get all these guys coming out of the ghetto that are just fucking animals.
Yeah.
But then
a lot of them, you can see they come from street fighting background, so that perception has to be changed now.
Yeah, and then in the mainstream Brazilian society, obviously they're trying to get them on board. You know,
and the viewing. It's the first season, and it's the debut had 12 million viewers. Like, to put that into context, TUF Live had 1 million.
Yeah, so 12 times.
So 12 million people, like, there's a lot of those that are going to need educating on exactly what this is. They're just interested in, what is this fighting?
What is this shit? Yeah, and imagine it's been promoted heavily.
Yeah.
Right. Can tell by the amount of advertising they fucking got.
Yeah.
Not surprised, but
okay, so get to the fight. Yeah, Serafian, Rene Forte. Now in the build-up, I did think, like, we heard them both talking about their problems and stuff, but Daniel Serafian had a very interesting way of explaining why he fights. And it was very straightforward. It was, I fight because I like fighting. I think about fighting all the time. It was just, it was ingrained in him. Whereas if
he's like, he goes, I was fat when I was a kid.
Oh, that's right. He got bullied.
And so the way I dealt with that was by fighting.
Yeah, and that's it. It's his passion. He thinks about it all the time, and that's the way you should be. But the other guy seemed a little bit too much concerned with his whole family life. You know, I like my dad, but you know, we do argue, especially he gets drunk a lot. All my friends went to university, and actually, maybe I should have gone university. And like, his mind's not in the right place.
Yeah, and even though he technically seemed like he seemed like a pretty good fighter on paper. Like,
well, I remember his first fight, and he was the one guy who showed the wrestling, the American style of MMA.
Right.
And I did think, oh, that's strange for a Brazilian to be like going for takedowns and kind of laying on top of the guy. He was doing a bit of ground and pound, but he wasn't a typical Brazilian fighter.
No, true. And actually, I was going to say as well, they had Jose Aldo watching the fight last week.
Champion.
Sagano watching the fight this week. Champion. I was wondering, are they every week are they going to have like a guest spectator?
Yeah, it should be Anderson Silva next week.
Because on the American one, what'll happen is one team will bring in a guest coach.
Yes, just now and again. Yeah.
But then this is like, they come in, they go into the changing room of both teams, and then they just go and sit and watch the fight. So it's not even guest coach; it's just guest viewer.
Yeah, guest Brazilian.
So is it just? Do you think as well part of that is introducing to the public? By the way, these are the best guys.
Yeah. By the way, we've got a champion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got to promote those guys, man. It's like if you get into UFC, you're going to be supporting your country's own here. We're a strong force to be reckoned with in this sport.
So Anderson will be there. Yeah.
I hope so.
I wonder, Paul Harris. Do you reckon he'll get in there?
I'd love to see Paul Harris there, man.
He's the fucking man.
I just get so excited when you mention his name. I just can't wait to see him fight next. Yes. He's taking some legs home.
Have you watched any of his old fights?
No, I might do that actually. Yeah.
Mate,
I might do that.
You're talking about fucking holding on too long until the ref fucking comes. Jesus Christ. He tries to break limbs.
He's just a tree stump of a man. Like he's like, you can't. If you look at him, it's like, how can I hurt this guy? He's like a fucking tree.
Fucking solid. Yeah.
Unless I get a chainsaw to this motherfucker, I'm not gonna do anything.
It's just try and take him out of an axe.
Yeah. So the fight. I thought Forte looked slow, sluggish, unwilling to participate in the fight. At one point, his body language was just like, I don't want to be here. Like turning his back to him, walking away.
Yeah. On my notes, I've put Serafian looked like he had the edge all the way through.
Yep.
Even in the exchanges that were a bit close.
Well, actually,
he still looked like he was dominant.
Watch the fight again. I don't think Forte actually does anything, and the one time he tries, he throws a knee, and fucking Serafian just pushes him to the floor, and he falls at a rate faster than gravity and just slams his head on the floor.
Slams him down, knocks all the fucking air out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he threw that one kick at the beginning, didn't he, and fucking injured himself.
Yeah, apparently that he hurt himself there.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but again, like I always say, man, I'm no fighter or anything, but if it's not broken, it's not injured. Like Wanderlei said, man, he was so pissed off. It's like, these people, are they fighters? Like, I would have killed myself for a couple of $100 back in the day.
You know, the shit that he's been through back in the day.
And
like
you know
the
he's done it. Yeah.
For. I mean, there's a video on YouTube of Shogun Rua when he's 16 years old, fighting in somebody's living room for money. Yeah.
Oh, for money? A proper street fight?
Yeah, in somebody's house.
I need to see this.
Like, but it's like, to know that him, Vandy, those kind of guys, the shit they've been through.
Yeah.
So then look at this guy who's got all this opportunity.
Yeah.
And he said, like, you could win a Ford truck, you could win this, you could win that.
Money, you get all this fame.
Yeah.
Like, they did it without any of that.
And you're just coming in like you're not asked. So I can understand. And you said, there's a word you used earlier as well about Brazilian fighters, honest.
Yeah.
He was very honest.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't bullshit him.
Yeah.
And neither did fucking Rafael Cordeiro either.
Oh, God, yeah.
He's just like, look, let's face it.
Yeah, it built up to that. I was thinking, is this the week? Because I knew that was coming. I was like, it's got to be this week. If it's not this week, what the fuck is going to go on for him to go that crazy later on? But he just cut through the bullshit. It's like, that was shit.
Yeah. Vandy said it as well, didn't he? He was like, look, man, sorry, but that sucked. And I'm pissed off.
I think also Rafael Cordeiro, he's such a high-level trainer. It must be frustrating to work at this level.
Put all that work in and then you're not getting anything back.
It's true, he didn't want to fight, basically.
I felt bad for Rene in the end, though, because not only everyone was fucking piling in on him as well.
God, weren't they? Yeah.
But a few talking heads of people cussing him. And then there was a bit where Cigano was in the house.
Talking about it as well.
Yeah, he was shit, and you could see he was in the other room on his own, just like, oh man, like,
mate, they just destroyed that guy. Because I'm thinking, when you're losing in a fight, the last thing you need is your coach just shouting, "What are you doing?" Like, that's not helping.
No, really not. But yeah, like you say, man, fucking sink or swim. And I think this is the point Dominic Cruz is trying to make in the American one.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't fuck about, man.
It's surprising to me that they auditioned 5,000 Brazilian fighters and this guy got through. I don't know if this was a one-off for him or he hurt his foot, he didn't react well, but
as we've heard in previous American seasons, sometimes that house does things to people, man.
Yes, actually, you can't underestimate the house. They're just not happy to be there. Yeah, you're right.
Away from your family, stuck in a house with all these other fucking savages. Probably super competitive, loads of ego.
In fact, I can only compare it to one time I got a job and we were sent away for a week with all these other trainees and we had to live together for a week, and it was a little bit like in a hotel and all you're seeing, you're not with your natural surroundings, and it does things to you. It makes you do things you wouldn't normally do.
Yeah, definitely. And imagine that for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Cameras on you constantly.
Yeah.
And you got to fight.
And you got the threat of being knocked out at any time.
Yeah. So... you don't know what's going on in people's heads.
But again, the passion, like
Sarafian was not bothered.
No.
He seems ready,
focused, mate. He's focused. He's there for a job. And then, like the way Wandy described the loss, it's like a death in the family. It's like, again, man, like, I know, like, we got the live event going on and that's just, oh, I lost, I'm annoyed. This is like a death in your family.
Yeah. It means a lot, man. Yeah.
Passion, I love it.
That's it. But it makes for great fucking viewing. Jesus Christ. But yeah, man. I mean, that was it. It was pretty one-sided, wasn't it? Really. So.
Oh, and how beautiful was that way he took his back? That was like a fucking Ronaldinho soccer step over, wasn't it? Just stepped over him, fucking
bang,
lovely.
Great finish. Great.
That was just so beautiful, man. It was just artistic. Loved it.
And even Dos Santos said, if that had been in a pay-per-view, you're getting submission of the night. Yeah. Fucking nice.
That's what they do, man.
So yeah, man, I want to keep an eye out for that guy. I think it's easy to say that so early on, but
you got to look at who he's fighting.
He's got to be a favourite for the middleweight. So,
like I say, man, I always say, look at the face, look at the eyes.
Yeah. But if you're talking about looking at the face or the eyes, fucking Masaranduba.
I don't know. There's two guys that start with Mass something.
Masaranduba. He's kind of black guy. He's just got the look of a killer.
Killer animal. Yeah.
he was just going.
He's the one that looks like a bit like a fucking just a pit bull, just.
Yeah, his mouth's a bit fucked up. His ears are like all look like they've been chewed. He's just wearing the cap sideways, just going, "Yeah, I'll fucking fight anyone, mate. Whatever, like, just bring it on."
People are hating on that guy that Vitor picked. What's his Mujante?
Mujant.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's Vitor's bomb boy.
Yeah.
You can tell he is. It's blatant.
Yeah. He even tries to look
he was
like
wrong,
him.
He was going, yeah, he looks like his little. The other guy goes, yeah, he took the words out of my mouth. But yeah, that Masaran Duba, mate.
Number 1 pick.
Keeping an eye on that guy because he looks like a fucking beast.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with Serginho. I'm very intrigued. Can't wait to see him fight.
Lightweights. Serginho's a lightweight, no?
Right? I can't even remember. Middleweight.
I think him and
middleweight and featherweight, isn't it? Yeah, because it's
featherweight. Sorry, yeah. Him and damn, they're my 2 to watch.
Okay.
And in the middleweights, yeah, I'd say Sarafian and Masaran Duba. So yeah.
All right, wicked. Well, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week for TUF Live and TUF Brazil.
Same old shit.
Yep.
Oh, we'll have a UFC pay-per-view as well in between then. UFC Sweden.
Yeah, we'll try and do that as well then.
I want to squeeze that in.
Yes. And please, any feedback. I started a little tweet. If you've got any ideas for what you think the coaches' challenge should be, send us a tweet. We had one guy respond actually saying he'd like to see one-on-one basketball because it's something they never do.
I think it's been done, hasn't it?
One-on-one basketball. Did they do just...
As a coach's challenge, I'm pretty sure.
I'd quite like to see a penalty shootout or something. I'd like to see one of them in goal with the gloves.
Haven't we done that?
Soccer shootout? Well? I don't know.
Because they got to fucking air table hockey.
Right, yeah, they're going to run out of stuff.
I'm pretty sure that...
all the main sports have been done now. Well, it's 15 seasons, isn't it? So 14 sports have been done. Exactly. It's going to turn into like curling or something.
In fact, do you reckon they'll do one for TUF Live?
I hope so.
A live coaches challenge. For the fight. That would be fucking hilarious.
Actually, I know what they should do in Brazil. Just a body shaving contest. Who can shave their body the quickest? They both just come out covered in Gillette foam.
Or maybe they should just make them have a fight. But it's jiu-jitsu only or something.
Yeah. Just a scramble on the floor. Go.
Yeah, fucking hell.
So, yeah, get in touch with us, people.
Yeah,
love the
Rear
feedback.
Naked Chat on Twitter. Rear Naked Channel on YouTube. rearnakedchat@gmail.com for the emails. And, yeah.
See you in Sweden.